Hello and welcome to Badminton Racket Review and to this 2018 test session. And you can probably guess what it is from the label of what I'm holding. This is the Yonex Astrox 88D. It's been all the hype this summer. You know, at every Yonex tournament, these are the ones that are on for sale and they are selling for quite high prices. So this is the racket. This is the racket that professionals use. This is the racket that everybody is crazy about at the moment. We'll go through the individual specs. Let's start with that. So this is a 3U Astrox 88D. We also are testing the 4U version. However, for members of Badminton Racket Review's Racket Review E-Zone, it'll be interesting for you to know, one of our members wrote into us and said, why don't you test a racket, one from one country, so with one particular code, and another from another country. So we've done that. We've taken two Astrox 88Ds, one from one country, one from another country, and we've tested them equally. All our testing is done equally, same machinery, same shuttlecocks, same strings, same tension, same blah blah blah. So if you remember, you can go on and see that, and you'll see we've separated the codes on the website. Anyway, back to this. So this, like I said, this is the 3U version. Difficult to read, and the string tension on this is 21 to 29 pounds. I think 29 pounds is ample for most people. Nice to know you can go to 29 pounds and still have a warranty if anything should go wrong with the head. Double check Yonex's own warranty speed on that. I don't want to get anyone into trouble. What else do we have? Does it say? Yeah, so it says it's a head heavy balance. So the balance in the shaft is leaning towards the head. 3U, we've covered the weight, doesn't tell us about shaft stiffness. However, I have a screen here and it tells me it flex on the shaft is stiff. So it has a stiff shaft. Now what you'll notice is some of the Yonex range is made in China, which is fine. This is made in Japan. Now I believe, from my understanding, that the way Yonex work, and I may be wrong, so you can feel free to correct me nicely, is the premium versions of their rackets are made in Japan and the mid-range or budget ones are made in China. Now, I don't know what the reason for that is, but that's the sort of pattern I'm noticing there. But let me tell you a little bit more than we normally do about the racket. So the Astrox 88D, I've got a lot of information here and people always trying to put me off with waves and silly faces over there. So this racket has been endorsed by Marcus Fernaldi Gideon. Damn! Because if any of you seen that dude in action, he's like a Jedi of badminton. I mean, his reaction speed is something like I've never seen before. Carsten Mogensen, also renowned doubles player, won a lot of trophies. Lee Young Dae, legend of badminton doubles. So this racket heavily endorsed. And some of the spiel, I was just reading some of the spiel earlier online. The Astrox 88D offers plenty of attacking power for players who love to break through their opponents with powerful smashes. It says basically, I won't read the whole thing, it basically says that it even smashes better than the Z Force 2, which is one of my favourite rackets. So that is very interesting. We'll come to what we conclude on this racket later on. Also, if you go to the Racket Review E-Zone, you'll get the full in-depth review of this racket. And if you're spending the kind of money which I'm going to tell you about in a minute, you definitely need to go to the Racket Review E-Zone and see what we've got to say about this, because don't forget, we test everything the same way, whether it's £20 racket or £190 racket, it's tested the same way. So the results are with minimum variance as possible. So definitely worth looking at. Price and availability. So this racket ranges between 165 to 185 pounds in the UK. It's available all over the place worldwide. You shouldn't have any trouble in picking up one of these. We'll be selling R3, the 3U and the two different 4U versions at our racket website, which is linked below, and they'll be on that site from the first week of August, and we always sell them below everybody else in price, so get in there and get in first, because We just want to sell the rackets we have. We're not actually a stockist or a competing with the the big racket people. We're just trying to get rid of the rackets we have. Now down to the design. So some of the other rackets, the Arc Saber lights, the Nano Ray lights, they go back to a more traditional version of what Yonex used to do. This is obviously a more modern version, and I believe what Yonex is trying to achieve with their rackets and design is they're trying to show quality in their production, and clearly they produce excellent rackets. The print quality is second to no one else's either. I mean, I do talk about Gooson's print quality and manufacturing process. It is brilliant, but this is also superb. So the Astrox 88D, it basically has this sort of green shaft here, darkening up in the middle. It has the Astrox 88D, which you can probably see that. You can just about see that. And then it has sort of red on one side of the head with some graphics here, and black on the other side with some graphics as well. Take a look at this close-up video, will give you a better idea and understanding of the design. $93 grams. So that's with the string. So this is this one is a 0.7 mil gauge string, and this is the grip supplied by Yonex. So 93 grams. It feels like there's some serious weight there. Add to that head heavy balance, and you can definitely feel that. So some people like that. They like to know where the head is as they play. They can feel the flight of the head. So it's an individual thing. For me, that just feels like it's very heavy. Right, let's do a smash test. Let's see how powerful this racket is at actually smashing the shuttlecock. Our smash test, our player, he always tries to aim to hit with the same kind of power, and what we do is we measure the velocity of the shuttlecock in travel, and on our website we report that as a kilometers per hour reading. Here we go. Okay, that's done. The results are on our website already. Now we're going to do a maneuver test. The maneuver test basically isolates the racket in its air movement. This picks up aerodynamics, it picks up racket design, and what we're doing is measuring the head speed of the racket as it glides through the air. Finally, a more simpler test to see how easy it is to control the shuttlecock with this racket. Okay, so that's the testing done. Below in the description we've put the basic specs of this racket along with our own specs according to the testing we've done. We've also got some links below to our website, to the Badminton Racket review site, our racket site, and also if you're looking to become a member or you're already a member, if you click the link on how to use Badminton Racket Review, it will reveal the heart and soul of the website, the Racket Review e-zone, where all the information is held, and how to utilize that platform to its fullest potential, because from the feedback we're getting, people aren't completely understanding how to use it, so we thought we'd create a video, make that a lot easier. Now, to summarize this racket, it's I almost feel like I shouldn't be saying this, this is such a hyped racket, but it's basically heavy, it's stiff, and the reality is that Lee Young-dae and Gideon, all these players, I'm sure they can get crazy power out of this racket. I'm not denying that's possible, but what I am going to say is, are you training as hard as them? Is your technique as good as theirs? And obviously I realise this is a slightly not sarcastic, but it's a slightly obvious answer, because if you were that good, then you'd already have been sponsored by Yonex and be getting these rackets free. My point actually is, it takes a lot of training to be able to produce the kind of quality these players are producing. If you're a club player, if you're a county player, my guess would be you won't be able to get the full potential out of this racket, definitely compared to those guys. There are some exceptional players in the leagues. We've come across players who have got exceptional arm speed and very strong wrist. If you're one of those, try it. But for the vast majority of people, this is like a Ferrari in a 30-mile-an-hour zone for most people. You're just not going to see the performance out of the racket unless you have the tools to be able to do it. And that is what I'm saying, be mindful of. It's a lot of money. It's great to have it in your bag and pull it out and yeah, check it out, man, check it out. But bottom line is, when you're playing and your clears aren't going where they should be, your smashes aren't going as hard as they should be, your arms aching, your shoulders aching because of the weight and the stiffness and the balance, you might regret it. Just think about that. But if you want a full in-depth view of this racket, you need to go to the e-zone and go on to the relevant page, where you will see a full review where we cover smash, we cover drop, we cover defense, overhead, drives, we cover a lot more detail in the video review there. Here's an idea of what that covers. Thanks for tuning in today. Show your support, press the subscribe button, press the like button. It's lovely to have you tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.